If you're in a US CPA firm, you know what the start of the year feels like. It's that annual storm of audit season, all pressure, paperwork, and just crazy long hours. But what if you could completely change that? I mean, really think about that question. Imagine if your most stressful time of year actually became, well, manageable, predictable even. What if you could flatten out that frantic peak and just change the entire game for your firm? All right, first, let's just acknowledge the reality that every CPA firm lives and breathes, the audit season crunch. You know what I'm talking about? That perfect storm of compliance, insane deadlines, and just mountains of documentation. And what's really happening here is that all these things are hitting at once. You've got these non-negotiable deadlines, incredibly complex compliance rules, and all the while, your internal teams are stretched to the absolute breaking point. Honestly, it's a recipe for burnout and, let's face it, potential mistakes. But here's the thing. There's a really smart solution that's changing this whole picture. It's all about looking beyond your own backyard and tapping into a global talent pool to streamline your entire audit process. Now, let's be super clear about something. Outsourcing audit support isn't about cutting corners. Not at all. It's about being strategic with your resources. It means using dedicated offshore teams for specific jobs, which actually frees up your US team, makes everything more efficient, and helps you maintain or even improve your quality standards. And we're talking about a deep pool of seriously skilled audit professionals here, especially from countries like India. These aren't just random people. They're trained to integrate right into your team, making your whole workflow faster and way more organized. So, okay, why does this make so much sense from a business perspective? Let's break down the real, tangible benefits for a CPA firm that wants to do more than just survive audit season. First up, and this is a big one, cost efficiency. It's pretty simple. By tapping into the global market, you get access to top-tier professionals at a much lower cost. It's not about getting lesser quality, it's about leveraging a different economic landscape that translates directly into huge savings for your firm. The second huge benefit, scalability. Audit season is a temporary surge, right? So instead of hiring permanent staff that you don't need all year round, outsourcing lets you ramp your team up for the busy season and then scale right back down. It's total flexibility, right when you need it most. And this might be the most important benefit of all. Think about it. When you take the routine documentation and prep work off your internal auditors' plates, what happens? They finally have the time to focus on what they do best, high-level client advisory and strategic thinking. They shift from being just compilers to being true strategists. Okay, so the why is pretty clear, but the big question that always comes up is the how. How do you actually make this work? How do you keep control, make sure the quality is there, and ensure everyone knows exactly what they're supposed to be doing? Well, it all comes down to structure. This is key. For this to work, you need two critical oversight roles. You have the accounting manager. Think of them as the project manager, the one coordinating the offshore staff and making sure everything is on schedule. Then you have the controller. They are the gatekeeper of quality. They review all the outputs, check for compliance, and give that final quality assurance. This clear division of labor is what makes the whole system work. And this all leads to a really powerful model called the white label approach. Basically, your offshore team is doing a ton of the heavy lifting in the background, but to your client, everything looks and feels like it's coming directly from your firm, under your trusted brand. You get to scale up your capacity without ever watering down your identity. So what does a successful partnership look like on a day-to-day basis? It's built on these 5 pillars. You have to define tasks clearly, create standard workflows, monitor progress all the time, make data security a top priority, and provide ongoing training. Look, this isn't a set-it-and-forget-it solution. It's an active, structured partnership. So naturally, you probably have some questions. Let's just jump in and tackle the biggest concerns people usually have about this head-on. And here it is, the number one question on everybody's mind. What about quality? Is it really possible to hand off critical work to an outside team without compromising the integrity of the audit? The answer is a resounding yes, and here's why. You maintain quality because you're not outsourcing the final judgment calls. You're outsourcing the preparatory work. This shift actually lets your in-house experts focus exclusively on high-level review and strategic advice, which can actually make the final audit even stronger. Okay, that makes sense. So the next logical question is, what kind of work are we actually talking about here? What are the perfect tasks to send to an offshore team? The sweet spot is really that high-volume, process-heavy work. We're talking about things like document prep, all those reconciliations, the initial testing, and compiling work papers. All the time-consuming stuff that's absolutely essential, but perfectly suited for a skilled, focused offshore team. So let's just wrap this all up. This is about so much more than just saving a few bucks. It's a model where you can reduce cost while keeping quality high. You can scale up and down as you need to, you can free up your best people to do their most important work, and you can do all of this under your own brand with clear controls in place. Which leaves us with one final thought to chew on. In a world that's more connected than ever, maybe your firm's greatest asset isn't about who's physically sitting in your office. Maybe it's about how well you can build a talented, integrated team no matter where they are in the world. Maybe it's time to rethink what in-house really means.